friends and neighbors, welcome in the light, where laughter's the answer and hearts are shining bright, with calloused hands and wits, so raise your sharp. Let's praise a place where love ignites the spark.
Hello, friends and neighbors, and welcome to Sunnyside. It's President's Day, isn't it? It's President's Day. What does that mean to you? I don't know. I guess it's kind of, actually, traditionally, it's been when we've started an entirely new season for the Sunny Side of Life. We started a few years ago, and we started on President's Day for some reason. I guess that's when I got it all together. But now we're still in the season that we're in, and we're going to stick with that fourth season. And so until I feel like it's time to roll into a new one. So we're not jumping to a new season quite yet. We've got some things I want to talk about, and we're getting things closer to the fifth season, but that's not where we're at quite yet. So hope you had a great weekend. We certainly did. We traveled down to Kansas City, Missouri, and got a chance to meet our first grandson, first grandchild, period, Austin Matthew. And man, I know I sound like every other grandparent out there, but this one truly is fantastic. He's just perfect in so many ways. Beautiful baby boy, and very, he's not really crying. He's not really fussing. He's just a good, healthy, growing 8 days old by the time when we saw him, when we first met him. So looking forward to being a huge part of his life, and what a new experience it is to be a grandparent. I don't even know yet fully what that means, but I look forward to finding out. And so for those of you who are already in that category of grandparents, you know what we are enjoying at this moment. And we look forward to Austin Matthew as he grows and develops, and pray for his health and just a life of blessings and service in so many ways. And so that was how we spent our weekend. It was a quick 36-hour round trip as we drove down to Kansas City and stayed the night after meeting Austin Matthew, and then saw him again on Sunday, and then headed back to the great state of Iowa, where we're very happy to be once again. And work continues here on the old sunny side as we continue to make plans for the development of some property that we purchased. And I take my dog Knox down there to the pond every day now, a couple of times a day, so that he can run around and explore, and also take care of his business, which is fun for him. And it gives me an opportunity to kind of explore the land a little more fully that we purchased, as we look forward to developing that into a nice place for cattle to be raised and to graze and enjoy their time as we, eventually prepare to sell them to you. Speaking of which, there's a reason Iowa is a national leader in high-quality farm-to-table beef. And just as Johnny Cash sang about having been everywhere, and I sang it, try to sing it like him a month or so ago, I feel as though I've also tried beef from everywhere and in all of these different places across the country and different parts of the world. And I can tell you, in my opinion anyway, nothing matches the true superior marbling and taste of just that fresh family farm-raised Iowa beef. Buy direct. And you can buy it direct from me at Sunnyside Farms and cut out the big beef cartel. That's right, it's a big beef cartel. There's only a handful, a small number, single digits of actual beef processors. That's the beef that you buy at the grocery store and at Walmart and the big box stores and that type of thing. Buy fresh from family farm raised beef right here in Iowa from Sunnyside Farms. Know who your farmer is. That's me in this case. And you can have the confidence that you're feeding your family the high quality protein that they deserve. Beef, by the way, is now the top of the food pyramid. And unlike grocery store beef, which I just mentioned, you can trace your beef to one farm and just one steer. How about that? Can you imagine? Because the burger that you're buying at the grocery store might have, we don't know how many steers that has in it. How many are in there? Where did they come from? Nobody knows. It's a secret. But I focus on the health and the welfare of our herd, and it's a small herd, and we also practice environmental stewardship. You can be sure of that. That helps to restore the land and improve the quality of our beef and our land overall. You can experience big savings when you buy this way with one initial upfront fee that covers the entire process. It's a little different than how you maybe buy beef if you haven't done so from a farmer in recent past. You buy beef packages which are sold in quarters, halves, or even a whole steer, as some people do. That's a lot of beef. A quarter steer, by the way, averages around 200 pounds of beef that you can eat, but you only pay for the final cut weight of your ordered portion. So that means no water weight, no feed weight that they add on just before they take them to market. We've partnered with quality from the USDA inspected Conger Meat Market in Conger, Minnesota. Every beef package includes steaks and roasts and ground beef and sometimes even ribs and soup bones if you want them. Beef halves include a brisket, and they're for an additional nominal fee, anybody can make that ground beef into patties. You can have summer sausage made. You can get delicious beef sticks that are great for snacks anytime, and my boys love them. No fillers or added chemicals from us, just straight from our family farm to quality custom processor right into your freezer. So right in time for grilling season, which is coming up fast, and it feels like it right now, to be honest with you, because this is a weird spring. Is it really spring? We're not quite sure. Use the show link in this show's episode, the show notes with your name and your contact information so you can place your order today. Listen, our supply is limited and people are already ordering, so we want to go ahead and ask you to act now. You'll be glad you did, and thank you for making Sunnyside a healthy part of your life. A couple of things happened over the last week that I thought were pretty interesting. I'm going to get into today. We're going to start with, first of all, Carrie Prejean-Boller, right? So she is a ex-Miss California. She lost her title because she said she came out against gay marriage back in 2008 or 9 or somewhere in there. And she's a conservative, very much so, and recently a convert to Roman Catholicism. She had been evangelical before that. I think just in the last year she converted to Catholicism, which a lot of folks are doing. And she was appointed to the President's Council for Religious Liberty, which didn't go very well. I think at a certain point she was asked if she supported, Candace Owens' comments. And as mentioned in previous episodes, the last episode specifically, I said, Candace Owens is kind of one of my guilty pleasures. I actually enjoy listening to her. She's a little wild and crazy. We'll get back into some of Candace's. I've made a tie to something that I also enjoy, and I think it's kind of interesting. But anyway, and Carrie just wouldn't do that. She said, "No, listen." Candace is also Catholic and also a convert to Catholicism, and so she would not deny that saying Christ is King, which if you're a faithful Christian, I think that is what you believe. She said, I'm not going to denounce Candace for that. And she was arguing with a Jewish rabbi or advocate for Israel or whatever. And it came down to an argument between whether or not believing that Christ is King makes you an anti-Semite, which is ridiculous because you're not against Jewish people. You're not against necessarily even the nation of Israel. But as I've said before, I actually, in this case, I support Carrie, and why wouldn't you? But according to Fox News, which has been diligently working for the Zionist cause for many days now, since all of this came out, been trying to spin this a certain way. The idea is that only the Zionists can determine what the meaning of anti-Semitism actually is, and they can change whatever they want it to be. And that's always a dangerous thing in any argument when the person the only one party gets to decide what the meaning of any term is, and then can change that meaning at any given time is never a good never a good platform for argument. And she was simply saying, listen, Israel can be a state, that's fine. Like any other country, it's fine. No country necessarily has a God-given right to exist. You can exist, and you can, support your nation's cause. But there's nothing specifically special about the nation of Israel or any other nation, for that matter, including the United States, that allows them to do whatever it is that they want, and that is what many Catholics and many evangelicals now are actually kind of turning away from this concept of like, well, gee, maybe we ought to revisit this concept of chosen people as applied to the 1948 modern state of Israel. That is not a popular opinion, particularly on the Zionist side, folks that believe that Israel has a special place as a modern nation because of its biblical tradition, and that's currently in the public forum. And I stand very, very firmly on this, that Israel as a nation can exist, but it is a secular nation. There is no, in my opinion, it isn't obviously in a biblical setting in where it's located, but the modern state of Israel is, in my opinion, not connected whatsoever to anything biblical, other than the fact that they are maintaining the tradition of the Jewish people, which is obviously where the early Christian church began, and then later, about 500 years, is off of that, Islam came around and borrowed many things from both Judaism and Christianity and created their own religion and so forth. So it's important to all of these places, and in that regard, it's always been a very hot point in the world. And so, but I stand on the belief that Israel, as the people of God, is the fulfillment through Christ. And so that's where Christians stand today, but not all of them. And whether it's Fox News or many other conservative media outlets, they're claiming that is not the case, that Israel's got its own special place and its own special cause, and they can basically do whatever they want to do. And that includes doing what they're doing in Gaza and to the people of Palestine, and constantly causing trouble. And some people say unduly influencing other nations to try to convince them, including the United States, and some would say the Trump administration, of whatever it is that they think that needs to be done. Now, every country has the right to do that. Every country is going to come in and say, listen, we think you should do this, and here's why. But it does seem that there seems to be, maybe, I don't know if it's inordinate, but there doesn't seem to be the same resistance to considering the requests of Israel, and maybe in the same way that they consider requests from members of the EU at all. And so that's I don't think it's that touchy of a subject, but I guess it gets people wrapped around the axles, and I'm just not having it. It's like, yeah, you're a nation, and you're going to be held accountable like any other nation for your actions. And so it's something that we have to take a look at. And as if you're truly an America First type person, as an American, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm not a citizen of the world and all that nonsense, but I look at it and it's like, well, is it always in America's best interest to support Israel? And I'm going to say, no, it is not. And just like it would not be in America's best interest to just do whatever Canada says, which is clear, considering how they are handling, their curling situation going on in the Winter Olympics right now. Come on, Canada, what are you up to? Whether it's men's or women's teams, good Lord, and or any other nation for that matter. We wouldn't bow and bend to everything that the UK wants to do. They've Great Britain has caused most of the problems in the last 100 or 150 years, or maybe longer than that, based on how their habit of redrawing geography and lines and things so forth. But I sometimes think that we get wrapped around the axles because some of our depth of maybe our theology or philosophy is a mile wide and an inch thick. And I would encourage people to take a deeper look at what it is that is truly happening right now. The current and the modern and secular state of the nation of Israel is its own entity. They have their own interests, and their interests may not always, and I think frequently do not, go along with our own. And so I think that's all that Carrie Prejean-Boller was trying to say, and you just can't do that apparently in conservative circles. anymore because they're bought and paid for. And that's too bad. So that is something to be aware of. And I support Carrie Prejean-Boller. And it's surprising to me that as a beauty queen that Trump isn't in support of her. You know, it seems like that's what he kind of goes with, but not in this case. So she's always been outspoken. I applaud her for being that way, and I appreciate that. And now she's being attacked from all sides on the right, and it'll be interesting to see what happens there. So she initially started out by, having these conversations about with Candace Owens or whatever. And I have come across a new TV show. Well, it's not new. It's been on for a while. It has been around for a while, and it's called Elsbeth. Now, if you listen to one of the other podcasts that we produce here at Sunnyside Farm Studios, which is Mr. B's Dinner Party, you'll know that Scott Bertelson, who is the host of that show, he does a great job of reviewing movies and TV shows, and sometimes music, and he'll do poetry, and he'll talk about being an educator, and does all these things. And I produce that show, so I get to hear it first, and I'm the one that puts all the cuts in from all of the shows and everything like that. And recently, I think in the last episode, he comes out every other Wednesday, so he's got one coming out this Wednesday, and then it'll be 2 weeks before the next one. And so he just does every 2 weeks, and does good jobs. Different show than mine. He doesn't talk politics. He doesn't talk about what's going on necessarily in the world, but he just kind of talks about whatever's on his mind. And each subject is kind of viewed as a course in a meal of the mind. So one of the things he reviewed, and he's done this many times. He reviews, things that I haven't seen. And of course, because I put the cuts together, I'm like, that's interesting. Maybe I'll watch that movie, which I've done many times. And then there's other movies that he recommends that I think, I'm not going to watch that. Sometimes he likes horror movies. I'm never going to watch those ever, just not interested in that at all. But he'll do TV shows as well. And one of them that he did in this last episode was called Elsbeth. It's called Elsbeth, Scott. Now, as his producer, I don't know why he said, he watches it, he enjoys it, and then he kept insisting that it was called Lisbeth. It's not, it's Elsbeth, and they say it many, many times in the show. Elsbeth is the name of the Elsbeth, and it has been around as a TV show, I think just since 2024. So a couple of years. It has had 3 seasons already, and now it has been just this past January, so last month, it has been renewed for a 4th season. You can see it on CBS. We watch it on Paramount Plus, which is via Amazon, but it's you can get the full review with including cuts from Elsbeth. Just go back to the last episode of Mr. B's Dinner Party if you want to. But it's a police drama. It's a comedy, procedural comedy drama type TV show that came out in 2024, and it's apparently a spinoff of The Good Wife. I haven't seen that either, and The Good Fight. So Carrie Preston, who is the lead character, which is Elsbeth Tassioni, came out in, so she's been doing this since 2009. That's a long time to be playing the same character, so good for her. And like I said, it's completed 3 seasons, and it has been renewed for its 4th season. And how it works is every episode at the in the NYPD, she's an attorney, and she also ends up kind of being a detective. And every episode, as Scott says in his last episode of Mr. B's Dinner Party, you already know from the beginning, typically, who done it. So from the beginning, you usually see, who committed the crime, and it's usually murder. And so then the rest of the show is how they catch that person. And so it's not a who done it, like I wonder who did it, It's more like we know who did it as the audience, and how do we find out how they did it? And then it's usually all wrapped up very nicely at the end. And so in 45, 50 minutes, you can watch an episode and it's very well written, very well acted. Carrie Preston does a great job. She's very charming. She's quirky. She has a fabulous style, which is her own thing for sure, as Elsbeth Tassioni, this de facto detective. But as I've watched now so I've watched the entire first season, and my wife and I enjoy it, and so we will continue to watch it. We pick it up and watch an episode or two at night, and then off to bed we go. But I will tell you that because I do occasionally listen to Candace Owens, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, Candace Owens is just the Elsbeth of the political world. Now, I don't know if CBS or Carrie Preston would appreciate that, but it's because of the way that Elsbeth, it seems, always knows from the beginning, or nearly always knows, who is guilty. And then the rest of the show is how she goes about finding that out. And that's the entertainment part of it. And that is exactly, by the way, I think how Candace Owens does everything. She's like, I don't know, but I know. That's her thing now or whatever. And I think it's driving folks like Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire nuts, her former employer, and a lot of other people for that matter. But it's like, oh my gosh, she comes out and she's proven right in different cases. And this is kind of how Elsbeth is. So I'm sure that they do not see a correlation there, but I do, because that's the world that I live in. And kind of as I look through this lens, I go, oh my gosh, Candace Owens is basically Elsbeth Tassioni, but on the political stage. It's like she comes in, and at the beginning, she just knows that Macron is a man. Macron's wife is a man, and then it's just the episode, which is ongoing and certainly takes longer than an hour, is just how she goes about proving it, and so on and so forth, as she goes down these rabbit holes with Charlie Kirk's assassination and so forth. It's like she's got the killer, kind of like Elsbeth has at the beginning of every episode, and then the rest of it we're just watching and being entertained as it unravels in one form or another. And so I would encourage you, regardless of how you feel about Candace Owens or anything else, to check out Elsbeth. It's on CBS. They seem to do a good job. I've seen every episode of the Blue Bloods show that had Tom Selleck on it, and I just loved all of those. And they were, the same in the sense that, it's amazing how they always solve the crime in just about every episode. It's just neatly wrapped up, and that's the format that they like. And for that matter, I also like, my wife and I also enjoy Matlock, which is also from CBS or on Paramount Plus. And that is not the old Matlock with Andy Griffith, but the new Matlock, and that's good. I wish they would, get to it. I mean, they've been working on the same thing for a couple seasons now, so let's get it resolved. So that does not get resolved in every episode. They just have cases that they cover as attorneys that get resolved, but they're still working on a much bigger situation in that show. So I've been impressed with CBS with their drama and police drama and law series for quite some time, and so I can recommend all of those to you as well. And you can watch them anytime, and they're very satisfying. You catch them for lunch, or before you go to bed or whatever, and or binge watch or whatever it happens to be. So that's it. I think Candace Owens is like Elsbeth. I like the TV show Elsbeth. It's like who's guilty, and then you just have to figure out how it plays out, and that is what is happening there. So this episode is very short. I've got lots of things to do. It is President's Day, and you may have the day off, although I don't think most Americans actually do. I think that was something that only government workers actually enjoy, and so I'm going to go out and work on completing this hen house, which, by the way, Hen Holla is looking beautiful. It's got cedar siding. It's 3 stories tall. It's got 12 windows in it. It looks like a little church. It is just amazing. I'll post pictures when I get around to it, maybe a video explanation and a tour at some point. But this is unnecessarily beautiful for a chicken coop. The hens are looking forward, I think, to moving into it, but they're dumb. They don't even know what's going on. I look forward to him putting them in there. So I've got some work to do on the inside to finish up and install the lights and this type of thing. But on the outside, I just got one more side or half of one side to finish up. And I'm going to do that today. I just love working out in this beautiful weather and working with my hands and being useful. And then tomorrow I will be sheetrocking, which is my least favorite thing to do. Not in the hen house, but on another project at my son's house. And so the work continues. And of course, like I said, we're in the process of planning and developing what we are now calling Sunnyside Hollow. I think it might be the lowest point in the township, and it's got a beautiful 4-acre pond and then another pond next to it that could be developed a little better. We've been stocking some fish in there. We did that in the fall, making sure they had some feed so that little feed is fish to other fish so that they could get through the winter. And from what I've seen so far from the ice fishing this winter, it's been pretty good. And so we're looking forward to developing that pond, and we've got fences to install, and I get to pick the plants and the trees that we're going to plant. And it's just this awesome little 80-acre spot that not quite 80 acres, but that we've got, and look forward to running our cattle out there for you. And don't forget, go ahead and place your order. Contact us, text the show to order your Sunnyside beef because supplies are limited, and they will go to market. They will go to their final destination. I hate to put it that way. On the 20th of March and also on the 30th of March. So they hang for a couple of weeks, and then they're processed for you, and it's got the Sunnyside label on it. It will be heading your way if you are one of our customers. And to become one, you just have to text the show with your name and contact info, and I will get in touch with you. And that's how we're going to do that. And so that is what I'm going to talk about for today. It's just a half hour, not even quite, here on the Sunny Side of Life. Thanks for everything you do. We're so excited to once again welcome Austin Matthew to the Thompson family, the first grandchild. And we look forward to watching him develop, because he certainly is the sunny side of our life, as all our children are to us, and you are to me as a listener and a follower of the sunny side of life. And I hope that you spend this week going out, doing something that's useful, and being the sunny side of someone else's life.
When the shadows fall and doubts begin to creep, remember, together we're strong, never weak. Lift your neighbor up with kindness every day. Let your actions speak the words you want to say.
The Sunny Side of Life is a weekly production about our life on the family farmstead here in Iowa, the liberties we prize, and the pursuits which make us happy. None of this is possible, of course, without Christ in our lives. For the Lord God is our sun and our shield. He gives us grace and glory.
Be the sunny side of someone else's life. Share your light and joy through struggle and strife. Keep your heart open and your soul always bright. Together we will share this sunny side life. Be the sunny side of someone else's life. Share your light and joy through struggle and strife. Keep your heart open and your soul always bright. Together we will share this sunny side life.
May the Lord bless you and keep you, and may the sunny side of your life in Christ be made evident unto you each and every day, and give you peace.